All right, today we're going to talk to you a little bit about how you can use siding when you start drawing one of these famous face worksheets. Now what you're going to see here is there are 9 different drawings. Well, you're not going to create 9 different drawings. You're going to create one big drawing right here. The way the sheet works is, this is the first step. You'll draw these lines that are dark, and then once you get these lines drawn, you go to the next step. Well, the lines that were drawn previously are now lighter, and the new lines you add are darker, and it goes like that step by step. So let's talk a little bit about how we can get started. One thing you're going to notice is, if you look at this sheet, you're going to see that his bald head is lower than his hair. So when we start drawing his head, we don't want to put it way up here. We want to bring it down here so we have room for hair, okay? And then if you look at his chin, he's got a neckline and a shirt. Well, we want to give some space underneath here. So we're going to take his chin and we're going to put it about here. So his head's going to fill up this space. Now, when we start drawing this, we're not going to try to draw a perfect shape right away. It's kind of hard to get it exactly right. You'll spend lots of time erasing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go kind of loose at first, and we're going to make a shape. Like, that's too skinny. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to go a little wider, and I'm going to mess around with it and play with it until I get something that is kind of close to what I need. And I can always go in and erase away what I don't need. This is just to kind of get me an idea of how to start his face. Now, this line right here is going to help divide his face in half, so to speak. But if you look at his face, you see more of the right side of his face than his left. He's not facing you head on perfectly. So one way we can double check that is take your pencil, put your pencil point right here at this middle line, and then pinch the pencil right here at the end of the head. Compare this length, this half of the head, to this half. Well, look, the pencil tip is way over here. So we're seeing more of the right side than the left. So when we come over here, we're not going to go in the middle. We're going to come a little further over. So before we draw this line all the way down, let's see if this relationship is similar. Compare this to this. Okay, got that. Let's compare this to this. It's pretty similar. I feel pretty good about it. We might be able to come back a little bit more just to be safe. Let's come back to here. Now, as I draw this line, I'm going to have a little bit of a curve to it. It curves a little bit up here to make his head look round. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to curve it. All right, so now we've got the face kind of split that way. Well, now we're ready to go to the next step, the second step. Well, here's his eye level line. Now, the eye level line is usually half. That may not be the case here, so let's check. We put the pencil tip right here at the eye level line, and we pinch off the pencil at the chin. Let's compare this half of the head to this half of the head. Well, look, it is half. And that's the way it is usually when you face someone head on. But it depends on your point of view. So I'm going to guess where half is. I think half is here. But before I make this line, I'm going to take my pencil, put my tip right here, pinch it right here at the chin, and compare it and see if it's half. Well, looky there. I did pretty good on my guess. So I'm going to come on in, and I'm going to make this line. I'm going to give it maybe just a little bit of a curvature because it is a bit of a round head. It doesn't have to be curved, but it is a little bit on my drawing, so I'll do that. Now, here's the nose line. Now, you notice that the nose line on this drawing doesn't hit the bottom of the nose, but let's see how far this line is from the eye to this line. How far is it compared to the chin? So I take my pencil tip, put it at the eye level line, put my finger, I pinch the pencil like right there, and I compare that. And what I'm going to see is it's a little less than half. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, it's a little less than half. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to where half is. That's too much. So I'm going to go up a little bit. So, okay, this is less than half. Now, before I commit to this line all the way across, let's see if that's less than half. And it is. So I feel pretty good about that. So I'm going to curve it similarly to this one. Now, here is the mouth line. We know it's the mouth line because we can already tell down here where the mouth is going to be. So we're going to compare the distance from the nose to the mouth line. And let's compare it to beneath the mouth line. And we're going to see that it doesn't quite go all the way to the chin, does it? 1, 2, and the third one would take you underneath the chin. So what we're going to do is we're going to guess. Let's see. Let's try this much. And let's see if it has a similar relationship. So I take the pencil, put it right here, pinch the pencil right here where I made that mark. 1, 2, 3. It's awfully close to the chin line, so it's probably a little lower. Let's go a little lower. Let's try that again. 1, 2. Yeah, that's better. I like that better. That line is more correct. So I'll put that on there like so. And erase that away. Now, this chin line, we can probably just guess at that. We probably don't need to cite that so much. So we can probably just look at it, eyeball that, and put that in like so. Now, I'm not going to finish this one, but I will talk about these next steps. The ears. Pay attention to where the bottom of the ears compared to this line was a little higher. So I make it a little higher, and I leave it open here. This ear is a lot wider. It's a lot wider from here to here than it is from here to here, and it is actually a little bit beneath the line because his head's tilted. So I'm going to come over here, put it a little lower, come out a little further, like so. And I just pay attention to where these lines are related. On the nose, well, this nose is about half. And I don't really have to cite that. I can kind of tell that's half. And I just come in and kind of just put in a line. I kind of draw a similar shape to what's there. I can always modify it later. When I put in the eyes, well, this eye is about half. If I measure halfway between the eye, yep, the halfway between the eyes in the middle. So if this is the middle, that eye shape is going to be about here. How about this one? Will it be the same? I put my pencil in the middle of the eye to the edge of the head. Compared to here, nope. It is a little bit further over. It's not exactly half. So I go to where I think half is, come over a little bit and put it here and make it similar size to this one. And I just kind of compare it real quick. And yeah, it's over half. So I'm pretty good. Last step, here's the neckline. I come down a little bit. I can just kind of guess at this if I want to, or if I really want to be really particular, I could measure the distance from the chin to that shirt line and compare that to the lower half of his head. That's about where it was, and that's about as low as it's going to be. So I'm doing pretty good on my guessing. Now, this is for like a face where you have the whole head shape. Now, if we have a face where you don't have the whole head shape, how would you do that? Well, very similarly, notice that his hairline right here is higher than his head. So we're going to leave some room for hair. So we're going to say, okay, the top of his bald head is here. Hair's going to be up here somewhere. And we're going to kind of draw a loose shape. Don't worry about being perfect. Just kind of draw a loose shape. Okay. Now, the chin. Well, let's try this. What if we measure the distance from here to the end of this line and come down to here? Well, the chin is a little lower. So again, I measured the distance from here to here and compared that distance, and the chin was a little lower. So on my drawing, I go to the top of the head, I pinch it here, I come down, and the chin's gonna be a little lower, so the chin's gonna be about here. So now I'm gonna look at this shape. Now before I draw it, I pay attention. If I drew a line straight up, it would be about here, about half, a little less than half. So I'm gonna come in and say, probably here. Now I could wait and draw these lines first if I want to, but I'm just kind of paying attention to where it is related to this. And it's a little curvier over here than it is over here, so I can come in and curve that and change that. Leave that a little flatter and open. Now, this is about half. If I check it with my pencil, is it half? Measure from here to the end of the head. Close, it's close to half. So I will guess where half is, compare and see. That's about the same. So come over, draw this line. And I could relate this line to this one, say, okay, it's gonna be right here. Well, let me double check that. Let me measure the distance from the eye line to the chin, pinch it off, got it, compare it to the top half, and it's a little higher. So let's see, if I put this pencil line right here, if I do, will I have the same relationship? Well, here's where I think it's gonna be. Here's the chin. Is it a little over? It's a little over. So I come on in, and I suggest this line. Now, I'm just going to do a couple more steps and call it good. I see this line right here. Well, it attaches to this one. So I come on in, suggest it. I pay attention to the space from here to here. Well, I come over, leave a little space. It angles up and it angles down. And that kind of gives me that relationship. Over here, same thing. It connects to here and connects to here. Look at the space from here to here or from here to here. Or right from here to here. So I come on in, angle it out. I can always make it wider if I want to. I can put in this line really close. I can just guess at that. I don't have to cite it. And then what about the nose line? Well, let's compare. The distance from the nose to the chin. Wow, it's a little lower from nose to chin than it is from eye to nose. So let's see if we get a similar relationship. Okay, looks like that's higher. Was it higher here? I believe it was. Yes, it was, so I did pretty good on my guess. Now the mouth line. I measure the distance from the nose to the mouth. 1. I get a second one. My third one is just a little bit underneath the chin, so it's about a third. So I can kind of guess and say I think it's here. Well, before I commit to that, let's see. 1, 2, 3, maybe a little lower. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty close to right. And so that kind of gets me started. I hope that this demonstration was helpful in helping you know how to use sighting to begin one of these famous face worksheets. Good luck and best wishes.